Alright guys, so we are ready with the boots and the socks, and they're looking kind of good. Not bad. Let's turn on perspective to see. Pretty nice overall. And what we're gonna do now is turn our attention to the jacket, because jacket is pretty difficult, or it could prove to be. So let's work for now with symmetry and just do some little adjustments, and then probably we should make the thickness. We will have thickness and it will be pretty thick because I want it to be. Okay, first let's put some loops in here. Wow, so this is bad because that's not loop, that's a spiral, and that ZBrush doesn't do that often, but still I think this is better even. And let's put some here, and of course we should put here some loops. So since her jacket is not symmetrical, especially the collar here is not symmetrical at all, so we will probably do it unsymmetrical at some point, but in the beginning we will start with very much symmetrical stuff. Why? Because we want to do that. And why we want to do that? That's not important now. Okay, so first let's let me think. We can make the sleeves a little bit like separated. Let's see if we can do that. So doing this here, 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 and let's just try to select the sleeve. It will not be very good, but yeah, I will show you a way to select it a little bit more interestingly. Just select the end of it and then just shrink, 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 shrink. Oops. So we have shrinked a lot, but still, let's shrink one more time. Also this, and then reverse. And then here we can get rid of those. If we can, just from a right angle, if we look at them, we'll be able to just ditch them. This one too. And I think this could be the sleeve, why not? And group visible. And now we have two groups which are the sleeves. Why do I do that? Because after we make the thickness, after we make everything, refine the jacket and stuff, I'm thinking that when we start to making the pose, although the pose will be for these parts of the arms, it won't be that much. Below the elbow it will be more of a movement, but still we will be able to select and mask and move the jacket a little bit easier if we have this kind of a thing, which is a polygroup jacket. The sleeves to be a polygroup, it's fine. So I'm just trying to do it properly here. Okay, thickness, let's do it. So extrude all polygons. Let's try inward. Okay, if we extrude inward, you see everything else is from here, but if we extrude inward from here, it's better. So let's see if this thickness will be enough. I think it will be enough. If it could be a little bit thicker, yes, but we can always go ahead and just thin it, and we need thickness for here to make all the folds. We need a little bit of thickness. I will just smooth this, smooth, then go here and kind of move and fix those things. Hopefully there will not be too much of a headache, although most of the time here in this rotation of the polygons there are a little bit artifacts, but we can always fix them on the high poly, that's obvious. And this is too much, going too much ahead. So let me see what I can do. What I mean by ahead is it's just a lot more above the jacket than we want it to be. So we will grab it with our, what brush was that? The Move Topology brush, of course, and we will fix it into position, more or less. Yeah, let's press D to see what's going on. Okay, now the jacket is starting to take shape. Let's go to crease, and we'll have to play a little bit with the crease. So crease at 1 and subdivide at 4 will give us a decent result, although not the best. So we have to go ahead and crease, decrease some things just manually. Otherwise it won't be as good as we want it to. But I think this crease level could be fine. Of course we have creases here and here, which we of course don't want. So let's go ahead, dive and decrease them. So crease, edge, alt click to decrease, alt click on those edges. Let's see if we have some kind of this edge like this. Press D. Okay, obviously here, decrease. Although this is pretty angular here, and it's understandable why ZBrush made the crease. And yeah, we are able to move even with the thickness, which is fine. Of course, let's see what else. Okay, we need to decrease also this. Alt click. And probably here we have some crease or not. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's decrease this, I think, yeah. And we are kind of okay. We're okay. I would want this here. We have some problem. We have a crease in this area. Wherever we have some kind of a sharp angle, we have obviously a crease there, which we don't particularly want to have those creases. And I'm just alt clicking whatever, and we can see if we have creases. We don't have here. This became another polygroup. I will fix it by polygroup. Click, hold alt, click, hold alt, no, click, hold shift, yes, and then just click on those. Click, hold shift, click, hold the click, and then shift is just picking the polygroup, and then you can apply it with just clicking. I know that may sound a little bit difficult, but you can do it, of course, if you are practicing it. Everything comes with practice. For example, I was now yesterday looking at some video about Blender, and I'm not familiar with Blender at all. So it was very difficult for me to understand, but Blender, I have not opened it. I just watched the video, and you cannot do it. You have to open, for example, ZBrush here and just work, and it will happen, you know. Eventually everything will go into place, into its rightful place. Just make sure we have around the area of the chest. And I'm looking at the jacket in my other monitor, and it's good. Okay, now I will apply subdivisions on the jacket, and then we will have just low and high poly versions. I mean, not high poly, but yeah. So here, don't make the folds in this resolution. Just go down a few resolutions until you start to see the polygons, and then start making the folds. So I will make one fold, which will come from the shoulder down to the sleeve. And then with Alt, I will dig below it, so it will be more visible. This is fine. Now I will just, at the end of this, which is here, I will make one, which will go into this direction. And I'm looking at the concept now. I'm not looking at some other thing, but I will tell you one thing about the folds. And I think I told you already, but I will tell you one more time because it's pretty important. It's good, it's better to have less but very well placed folds. So think about them, place them well. Don't try to make just some random stuff folds, because it won't work, it will look bad. So better to have few well placed folds than a lot random not good folds. It's just, yeah. So here we can see this is her back. Let's see. Okay, it's too much. Yeah, it's too much. Let's Shift D and put this here. And of course we can even smooth this and move it a little bit upward. Later, when we have to make the pose, it will be better like this. Yeah, it's not exactly anatomically correct now, but it will be better for us in the later stages. So that's why I'm doing it. So from the front, those folds here look very bad, and we will just not work. They don't work. Why? Because they are kind of parallel to each other, which is absolutely not good, because they have to look more organic. So I'll make this, and then here a fold like that, and then this will come over it, this will come beneath, and those still are a little bit more perpendicular to each other than my taste is allowing. Not good, I don't like it. So I will try now to open some other, not the concept, but some image in my other monitor. I will try. Let's see how to look at it. I'm writing short jacket leather. So there will be a lot of women jackets, leather jackets, and these folds here are pretty important. So it's better to make them right. And I will just gather inspiration from some other jackets. Yeah, fold sleeves. Maybe we can put fold in this. Jacket, leather, fold. Fold, but not in Cyrillic. Fold. Okay, I've written fold. Let me show you what I have and what we can do with this. So these are our choices. Obviously this could work. It has some, but yeah, they are not exactly what we want. We want folded sleeves. Let's try it. It's a long shot, but still. No. Maybe this one, but it's not very visible what's going on here. There are a lot of small folds, which is not very good. This one is fine, but still then a lot more folds than we need. We need something like this, but this is not leather. So finding the right concept sometimes is even more than half of the work done, if you can find the route. So short jacket leather, if we write, there are a lot of these short jackets, and this is kind of what we want from this kind of. Let's try to do it. This is fine. This is looking pretty good. So let me just go to the other sleeve. It's good if you are choosing a reference and you like the folds on the right sleeve of the model that you're looking at. You should do it at your model's right sleeve again, because otherwise you will risk to make some mistakes and it will not be exactly. And if you copy the folds exactly as they are, there's a good possibility that they will be great. And this is looking kind of better, I think. Yeah, obviously, and most likely it's better. Still, we need, for example, if this is going here, then above it there should be some other sleeves. Let's try, not sleeves, folds. Let's try it like this. It could work. And for example, a very easy way to make this kind of folds is to make this just an S curve like I did with the boots, and then go from from the S parts, go from there. It's just easier. It saves you some trouble, but it's very simple. So if you want something a little bit more interesting, you should go for some references. Let's go to another subdivision. So the next subdivision, it will be this. I will make one kind of fold here. I will take my big damp standard brush and just make it like this. The damp standard brush. Yeah, I have a big damp standard brush and small. No, I don't have. It's just damp standard brush, and you can make it big or small. It's your choice. So I'm joking. Yes, of course I'm joking. It's not like this. So for the upper part here, also looking at the picture that I've got, and I may include this in the project files. It will be nice if you can have this picture, although you may probably find it yourself, but still I will probably include it. There are some kind of this kind of folds, and when we make a material that resembles a leather, not a leather but leather, yes, leather, this will be pretty much nice. So this could be a little bit more tense in here, like this, and there could be like those kind of folds in here, and they could lose themselves a little bit like this. I'm just testing the waters, how it will look. It's a little bit more busy, I think, than I need it to be, maybe, but always make something then smooth, then just guide yourself to what is left from the smooth, let it guide you to whatever, and yeah, at some point you will get what you need. Smoothing. And here I don't know what we will do, but something like this probably, and this. And those folds are a little bit more sharp than they are now, so I will sharpen them a bit. It will be just kind of better to sharpen them. And those jacket things and everything, I'm always afraid of them because they are scary to do them. I mean, it's scary, kind of scary, because I don't know, I'm just afraid. So every time I did a lot of those things, but every time I'm a little bit like, oh, I don't want to start this. This is a little bit no. But every time when I start it and I do it, and when it starts to come out good, I'm pretty happy. So yeah, let's see. Okay, here this is pretty alone, and I don't know where it's coming from, where does it go. It's a little bit strange, so I'm not sure about it yet. Maybe it could go inward like this, but let's not do it with damp standard brush because it's a little bit too much. We can include also in our workflow the high polish brush. It will make some areas flat as we want them to be, if we want them to be, of course. Here from the side view, let's look at it from the side view. It's a little bit boring, so I will go now with, okay, I cannot do it. This is the clay tubes brush, and let's do just this, and then do this, and then smooth, just an S curve, as you can see, Superman curve, and then smooth. And you can see that when you are making those S curves, it will start to take shape. We can even inflate, although I'm noticing here that when I inflate, see, I'm inflating and it's deflating. Why? Let me show you. Because it's flipped. So let's flip it back, but we have to go to the lowest subdivision and then flip it. The highest subdivision, okay, highest, thank you. ZBrush is telling us basically what can or has to be done. So Now I can inflate, but inflating it on the highest subdivision is a little bit of a, you know, because they can get this kind of bumps, you know, bumpy surface. I will go down one subdivision, smooth those bumpy surfaces. We don't want bumpy surfaces on our folds. It will look very bad. It's looking super bad. So bumpy, no. How to avoid them? Yeah, you are asking how to avoid them. I will tell you, no problem. Avoiding them is just to make the folds in the lowest subdivision possible. Yeah, you have to have some polygons, of course, but in this subdivision that I'm working now, you see the polygons, they are kind of visible, even in this. When we go up, now we are starting to lose them, and here the bumps are starting to appear if you are working. So I'm smoothing now, and it's looking too busy, and also it's symmetrical. So I will disable symmetry and just delete this. I mean smooth it. Then I will go and make something a little bit different here as a design, because yeah, symmetrical doesn't work. I mean, yeah, it works, but still it's not good. It's never good. So I'll make it asymmetrical as possible. As asymmetrical as possible. Hopefully it will be good. Let me see where's the concept. Okay. Yeah, the concept has a pretty good silhouette in the area of the jacket. So probably we'll have to follow that. So we'll have to have some little bit of bump in here. Probably. This is too much. Let me just Shift D to go down subdivision and just make this smaller. I mean, this area started to be too thick for our taste, for my taste especially, since on the concept it's not that thick, especially from the side view. It's getting just ridiculous. So we will make it thinner, and we will continue doing whatever we have to. Let's see. Yeah, it's we can go to a lower subdivision and then just move with the move brush. Okay, moving with the move brush is always a good choice. And then we can go here and just push this, pull, make her shoulders a bit wider, because this can have some shoulder things. Smooth it. Yeah, at some point this started to look pretty bad, especially this hand in this area. So we'll have to fix that. But just try to make it not boring, you know. Boring is the least we want. We don't want least, not the least, the last thing we want. So we want a lot of things. Boring, we want, yes, we want boring, but the last thing we want is boring. Of course, we want everything, but boring, not so much. So, yeah, so I will do again here some things. Of course, this is on the concept, and I'm seeing it now, so I will do it as it is on the concept. I'm not sure how it will be, but yeah, we can have something coming out. Let's go to the lower subdivision. Something coming out from here, just down, just like this, some form. And the folds, they are not just some